Alrighty, hello there everyone, my name is Integrate, and alongside with me should be Vendetta. If he's not here, he will be in a second, and we will be going live with our Counter Pit broadcast. So hello, as you can see on your screens right now, that's the Vulcan main page, and Vulcan, a huge shout out to them. They are the main sponsors of the league. They invested lots of money into making this happen. For example, TSM versus Hellraisers in just a couple of minutes, so that's going to be an outstanding game, and thanks a lot to Vulcan for providing that. And we will show you around their website right here. You create your fantasy league. That's pretty much a fantasy league you have everywhere else. You had it on ESL, you have it in League of Legends on the Riot website, but here you do it for money. You go into a league, you sign up, you make your own team, and when you win against people in the same league with their worse teams than yours, then you will win, of course, and you'll earn real life money. That's a great thing. So yeah, we signed up for our Counter Pit Group B, of course, as we want to get into our own league. So there's a lobby, you get into this one, and there's a lot of leagues right here actually. So you can check all that out. There's Hearthstone in it, there's Counter-Strike, there's League of Legends, there's Dota 2. So, for our Counter Pit, there we go, that's my team. I made mine. Sadokist has his own, and I'm quite sure if you watched our matches, you are quite familiar with his. And we have next Speedy, Kucha, Dosha, Tapson, Zipix, and Cajun B and Device. You can get up to 8 players. You then make one your shot caller. You have to do that. Although I'm not really fully aware of what that shot caller guy does. Is it the points double to something like that?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So whatever Device does for us, that's got to be doubled in value. So yeah, obviously you want to pick kind of the star player in your lineup as your shot caller whenever you're setting up your blocking team.
Yeah, so that's why I made Devise it, because I just, when I don't know what it does, I make the best player at that. So I made Devise it. Like
Yeah,
pretty
that's
much
a safe choice.
a lot of people call him top 1 player at the moment. I'm not sure about that. That is definitely arguable. Also, a lot of people say that Olofmeister is the best. But there we go. We have Device right here. There's no Fnatic in Group B of our league. And yeah, tonight we have TSM versus Hellraisers. So we will have some team kills coming in right here. For example, I have Dosha and Kucha, but they're going up against Cajun B, Device, and Zipix. And yeah, so my team, why I picked players like that? Next, basically one of the best players in his own team. Same goes for Speedy. They were the top frangers for all the previous matches that I watched. I'm going for the top value. I'm going for the players that will have the best scores, that will bring me the most points, so I can win matches right here. Kucha, actually, that was just a save because I had $1,200 left, so I bought a guy for $1,100, so he's just a fill right here. Dosha, of course, the best player in his team based on the statistics right here. Tapson, I love him very much as a player myself, so as a fan of his, I added him to my roster too. Then Zipix, Cajun B, and Device, they are from TSM, so I of course wanted to have the most players from the best team actually sitting in the first place in the table. They're in quite a safe spot on top of that, so they definitely will want to keep up their performance. So, anything you would add, Vendetta, to this lineup? Do you like my picks or do you not?
Yeah, I think it's overall pretty good team. I think Nex and Speedy are pretty safe choices. And obviously you want to get as many people, you know, playing in the current league set up as possible. So getting a lot of guys from both Hellraisers and TSM, that's or you can't really go wrong with that choice. So I guess the only change you probably could have made is if you could have gotten in another TSM member maybe for maybe Nex or Speedy. But you know, if that's not possible because they're probably going to be expensive, then I think the lineup looks pretty good.
Yeah, I didn't want to go for like the most standard thing you can get. I wanted to like mix it up a little bit, and well, as we can see right now in the game, actually we have a lot of players on the server already. I'll switch that scene for you in just a second, guys, so you can see for yourself. There we go, we have all 5 players from both teams, and so it means we should be getting into the game quite soonish. I'm very happy. about it, and I'm quite fired up. TSM versus Hellraisers. Hellraisers, they don't have a lot of percentage on Lounge, for example, but this team, they are very much underrated. Previously, I think they played 2 matches yesterday or the day before, and they lost 12-16 in every single one. That's not a stomp by any means.
No, and I mean, we did their game versus Envious just a couple of days ago where they managed to tie it 1-1 in counter pit, and they had a really impressive display actually on Inferno, taking down Envy. Their cash game didn't quite hold up that nicely, but you know they're definitely a team that can go up against pretty much any of the tier 1 teams in the world. So that's pretty fun, and they've been on the rise in terms of form as of late, and they should be fairly aware of what TSM are on about with you know, the current maps they're going to be playing, because they did obviously play at Fragment Masters, so it's not like they haven't played TSM in a long time or anything like that.
So if you are not familiar with the teams, but I'm quite sure that you are familiar with them, since these are the top tier teams, one of the top 10. I don't know where Hellraisers place in the like Thorin's top 10 of all times at the moment, but I would place them in the top 10 worlds definitely. So just to introduce them all to you, in TSM we have Device, Dupree, Karrigan, Zippix and Cajun B. There in Hellraisers, Angel, Kucha, Adren, Dosha and Mao. These guys will be playing in our match today, and just give me a second, I'll turn on the in-game sounds for you guys. So we'll be getting underway with the 9th round actually right now.
And obviously this being trained starting on the CT side is obviously going to be beneficial, and this is actually TSM's map pick, and I talked to the TSM guys about this at Firebright Masters, because previously when Nuke was in the map pool, that was kind of their go-to map, because that was something they would always have an advantage going into Veto, because everybody vetoed Nuke versus TSM. Now they really don't have that advantage anymore, so I just figured to ask them, you know, like, is Train going to be your new Nuke? And they were like, yes, this is the new map that we're just going to focus a ton on. We're going to practice it in and out and really become the team to be feared on Train. So I'm really excited to see if they've had actually that much time to get anything going, but the fact that they're already picking it, you know, bodes well for them. Makes it seem like they actually put in some work.
Yeah, seems great, and I loved Nuke, so I cannot agree with like taking it out of the map pool, and that pretty much tells something about me. TSM, previously, even when they were Dignitas, I called them my favorite team, so I loved map Nuke too, and that just has to be some common things among the TSM lovers. But yeah, there we go. The match will be started right now. It is Train, as you said, the first map of the day for us. TSM versus Hellraisers. This is a best of 2, guys, remember. So we won't be seeing a decider map if it goes 1-1. The teams will just split the points, 1 each, and well, as the league looks like now, TSM will still be at the top, so Hellraisers, they definitely want to get a 2-0 win. That's what they pretty much have to get. And TSM with 5 points. Envious evened out. They are also sitting on 5 points, but still TSM looking very impressive. And they are playing a game right now, Envious are not, so they will still get ahead if they at least get a single one. Well, the second map will be Overpass. That's it. We are getting into the action. Cajun B gets a nade kill on Dosha. That's the bomb planted, but Hellraisers are collapsing. They lose 1 man. Adren is down to 19 points of health, and he's pushed up so aggressively. He's destined to die, and there we go. That's a 3-on-2. Do the CTs have a defuse kit, though? They don't, but they find the frags very easily. They will have the time to defuse it anyway. So quite an easy pistol for TSM right here, actually. They didn't bother to even hold the site. They just retook it without struggling.
Yeah, and one of the big issues that you run into as a T side on a map like Train is the fact that, sure, you can get onto bomb site, like the B bomb site, without too many issues, and you saw Mo, and I think it was Kuchu had nades, and they smoked out the lanes, got onto the bomb site, got the plant fairly easy, which is all nice and dandy. But if you're not able to push forward and actually get some kills, you're going to lose control over that bomb site, and the after plant at that point is super hard for Hellraisers, and that's what TSM took full advantage of.
Yeah, and TSM just wrecking Hellraiser, just shredding through them. Angel finds only one frag on Cajun B, but that would be it. That's $300 for Hellraisers overall this whole round. TSM, they get 2-0, but the bomb got planted, so Hellraisers will buy up the A case. But the thing is, will that mean anything? Since it's Train, it's the map of choice for TSM. They kick it off on the CT side. Everyone knows it's the CT sided map. So will they be able to at least deal some damage in that gun round?
Right now, Hellraisers are just setting up with a fairly standard 2-1-2 split, and already you can see the aggression from Device coming into Pop Dog, taking out Doja, and that's going to already be a big nuisance for Hellraisers, because they obviously want to set up for, or what it looks like with the default, most of the time you want to go towards that yard area, and you can tell that with the focus on smoke and flash grenades they have, that they're probably want to smoke off the lanes and pretty much just split up the focus of TSM as they try to take that A bomb site. But with Doja going out, that's one less entry point for them, but luckily there, you see them picking up a frag. Adren as well.
But Adren, he was struggling a little bit with that frag. He could have got killed right there. That was risky. But there we go, TSM coming back. The Prodigy Device getting all the frags. So coming back to Vulcan. Now he's earning points for me. And, well, there we go. That's a 3-on-2. Hellraisers, of course, a man down. But they got bomb side B. They might get the bomb plant. That's at least a little bit of money. And on Train, that always is a little bit of something, as you would want some sniper rifles in your lineup. And yeah, wow. Device was actually looking for an ace right there and left Angel on just 18 points of health. I didn't even notice that. He run in to the site and started shooting, got one frag, didn't manage to get the last one, but that's almost an ace. He goes beast mode and around. He's pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, he's really doing a lot of work, and that early aggression and pop again just allows TSM to pretty much safely hold around and get control over the yard area, and that makes taking it at all just so much harder for Hellraisers. But solid round for TSM. Again, Hellraisers get stuck in a situation where they're not able to push out from the bomb train and actually gain some control on the inner bomb site. So as long as they're not able to do that, they're going to have a really rough time.
Alright, Hellraisers actually pushing up and trying to take that bomb site B yet again. They seem to favor that bomb site B very much. They got a bomb plant there once already. They took it without any struggles in the previous round too. So they consider it maybe kind of a weak spot of TSM, but it doesn't seem like they can win a round even if they take the site. And that molly just stops them in their tracks entirely. They cannot enter. They are stopped for like 10 seconds. And there comes the rest of TSM. We already have 3 people right here hidden behind the trains and all their stuff. And Device, of course, the first one to get a frag, and he gets another one. And it seems like Angel actually hit his own teammate, which is not too good. Got an assist though, and that's the only thing that Hellraisers got, with the exception of the bomb plant in that round. An assist on your own teammate.
And not exactly what you want, but again, you can see that Hellraisers are doing a good job of actually getting onto the side, but obviously the Molotov thrown out by Zip is going to delay it so badly, that inner push, that TSM are not going to have any issues at all rotating over in time. But as long as Hellraisers get a plant on an eco like that, they're going to be happy. And again, they're going back to that 2-1-2 setup, and they're just going to go aggressive down and pop again, it seems.
Yeah, but they wanted an AWP, and Mao now has it in his hands, so maybe that bomb plant paid off. If he can get some kind of an entry, then definitely they will be happy with him. And Hellraisers, we already pointed it out, as you said, when we casted the previous Hellraisers game, we pointed out how Mao is a very strong point in the lineup, and they very much rely on him doing a lot of stuff. This time in the Ivy, looking for an entry, cannot really get that since he's smoked off for the moment. And there's not much things happening all over the map just yet, just nades thrown everywhere. But no one really goes for a shootout. Okucha pushes through one of the smokes, he has to be very careful. You might meet Dupree right here. Well, there's another one.
Actually made it out though. Out into many might get caught up by Device here, or Kerrigan, and there we go.
Oh, Kerrigan.
The jig is kind of up for Hellraisers here. They're just getting mowed down, man for man, and now it's all down to Mo alone with his op.
Yeah, I actually thought there will be a lot of action around the Ivy since someone was pushing through the smokes there, but it's Kerrigan who gets 3 kills and gets the 4th one without us even noticing it. Just the last frag right here on Mao. Well, when you push an AWPer like that, when he misses the first shot, he's already dead. So Mao found him completely helpless in that situation, and it's 5-0 in favor of TSM. A good scoreline, of course you'd say, but on any other map, Hellraisers, they need like 3 rounds and they'll already be good to play with on the CT side if they win the pistol.
Yeah, and somewhat surprising is the fact that when we've seen Hellraisers play train previously, they've been doing a lot of set strats towards that A bomb site with just smoking off all of the lanes and pushing out rather quickly from both T-Main and Pop Dog, but right now they're just holding really passively and trying to get, win the peak duels and that type of thing instead, and it's not really working out for them. So I wouldn't be too surprised if we see actually a set strat coming out from them right now, because this is a pretty big round for them in terms of their money, and you can see Angel, everyone's setting up for set smokes here.
Yeah, but Device is boosted on top of this booth, and that's actually a very cheeky spot. You can get a lot of frags from that place. It seems like, as you said, setting up for the smokes, they throw them in, but will they get a frag? Will they get the bomb site? Will they get to plant the bomb? That's the very important thing that they need, and Device just shatters them. 2 frags for him. Kerrigan also finds 2, the guy that went beast mode in the previous round, so the aces of the team doing what they have to, and Zipex just to close it out.
Yeah, and right now there seems like there's nothing they can do about Device. He's already at 13 frags, 6 rounds in, and he's only died once. So he's pretty much having his way with the Hellraisers team, and well, Hellraisers are going to decide to force up, and well, they're going to get a couple of smokes, so they might be able to do a set execute here. But so far it doesn't work with full buys, so this doesn't leave them with very good, very good odds of actually getting anything done.
No, Device.
You can see Device. Yeah, again pushed up aggressively.
Ooh, so unfortunate right there. As soon as he spotted Dosha, he actually walked up a step on the ladder, so he couldn't really aim, and he had to back away instead of getting a frag. But Zipex gets one and falls back in the site. He doesn't go down himself, and Kucha down to 12 points of health too, so that's a huge advantage for TSM. He actually burns down, somehow walks into the flames and loses his life for no reason. Dosha though with a frag and a bomb plant, which gives them something. Mao wins the shootout with Device. That's a good thing. That will boost his morale too. And Dosha gets yet another frag. That might mean a round for Hellraisers. Very low health to Dupree. Runs straight into the crosshair of Dosha. Now the last man standing is Cajun B. He has an AWP, so he will have to fight with a P250. Still finds 1 frag, but there's another man left alive. It's Mao. He'll come from upper and he's looking at the lower. That's the crucial mistake that makes them lose this round. 6-1. Hellraisers with 1 round finally. But TSM looking very good on money.
Oh yeah, TSM's not going to have any issues spawning up here. Actually, they could probably lose 1 more round without having any troubles at all. Actually, they go with the double op setup, so that's a pretty hefty investment. Actually, Dupree is one of the offers here now. This is something that we don't see every day. But Hellraisers should count themselves lucky to actually win that round, and as Cajun opens up on Adrian, this is a must-win round for Hellraisers, because if they lose this one, their money bonus is going to get reset from losing a ton of rounds in a row, and they're back to square one pretty much.
So there we go. 2 ops, Cajun B gets an entry, and the Dren is immediately down. Kucha also with only a Galil, so it seems like Hellraisers, they are doomed to be forced into that eco cycle, and it's not a good thing.
And again, Angel just kind of making noise towards that inner bomb site. They still have a lot of smokes to work with, so they can basically choose to do whatever they want, but as I say, that Device goes aggressive in Pop Dog again and picks up Doja, and now Hellraisers are kind of left without a clue as to what they want to do. They have 2 smokes left, so it's not really viable to go out in the yard, because you're not going to get enough lanes smoked off to walk out safely. So I'm expecting this to be an inner push, and they're just going to have to hope to get out Sipniks quickly so they can push forward.
Alright, now that we have two players from Team Solomid waiting on bomb site B, covering both entrances, and it seems like Hellraisers will want to get into bomb site B, those entrances, but actually they just run in and Zipex has to give up, and there's no trigger pulled by Cajun just yet, but he finally does it, gets the frag on Mao, Kerrigan also to finish the round off, and that happened very quickly. It looked like Hellraisers might actually get the bomb site take, but it didn't work out. 7-1 in favor of TSM, and one of the players from the CT lineup dropped out, which means we'll have to wait for him a second. That's a Device, so I'm quite sure TSM don't really want to play without him.
And there we go. Device is back in the game again, so he's going to be alright, and TSM plenty of money to go around, so not going to have any issues buying up for Device, dropping him a weapon. And Hellraisers, as we pointed out, they're back to an eco. They're going to have to do a clean eco as well, which is pretty dreadful in this situation. Angel is picking up a smoke. That's it. So most likely we're going to be looking at 8-1 in favor of TSM.
Hey, that's more than on most of the clean ecos, as usually they pick up a flashbang. That's a smoke. That's $100 more spent. That's a huge commitment, and let's see what Angel does with that smoke. Can you take a site with only one smoke, or is it for a bomb plant?
It's for a bomb plant. That's the best they can hope for in this round.
And yeah, there we go. The smoke goes in, and Dosha's running with the bomb. He's gonna get the touchdown. That's great for Hellraisers, and they cannot kill him before he does it. It will be 8-1 for TSM, but Hellraisers with a great plant play. Every single man died, instead of Dosha, who had that bomb.
Yeah, a bit fortunate when you see them getting picked up that early, but you know, that was the only goal Hellraisers had for the round. They make it happen, so they're going to be happy about it. So instead of having to do 2 ecos in a row, or potentially a really awful force buy in this round, they're actually going to get enough money to buy quite a bit of nades, and obviously AKs.
Yeah, quite a bit of nades, but Kucher doesn't have a single smoke. Same goes for Adren, same goes for Angel. There's only 2 smokes in the T lineup. And this time they are not going for the bomb plant. They want to win the round. And Adren in T main, you can see, but he doesn't want to peek. He's still sitting around the corner waiting for someone to push, just like Kucher. And he gets the frag on Dupree.
That was a nice position from Kucher there, just waiting out the aggression from Ali, or Ivy if you want to call it that.
Oh, wow, Mao
Carrigan
just
follows it up.
But why was he so slowly sliding down that ladder? You know that Device is covering that angle. If you just slide into his crosshair, you have to be quick. You have to do that after some kind of a flashbang. He just slides in like, hello, I'm here, kill me. Adren gets the frag on the Prodigy Device too. And that makes the round all the different for Hellraisers. Actually looks quite good, but Angel down to 12 points of health. He cannot win a 1v2 at that stage.
So the buy, even though they got the bomb plant in the previous round, the buy is not going to have any effect for Hellraisers at all. And it's kind of a shame, because that was probably the first time we've seen them get a proper entry frag with Kucher taking out Dupree, going aggressively in Ivy. And the fact that they're not able to do anything with that is obviously a really bad sign for them. And again, they're not really doing that many set strats as I would have expected them to do, and that I think that's hurting them, because it doesn't seem like they have a proper goal behind what they're doing.
Oh, and we go yet another frag for Cajun, but not before. Hellraisers actually got an entry, and there we go. They're getting all the frags all around the place, all over the place. And that's around for TSM, 10-1. An incredible one, but Hellraisers, they got that entry, they picked up a weapon, but that's the thing that usually happens and breaks you. You get that weapon, you hope for something good, but you cannot get a single thing.
Yeah, there's a very limited amount of what you can do when you don't have Kevlar, and there's a ton of places here on this map where you can get, you know, just tagged up bit by bit, and you're not really in a good situation to actually take the fight if you don't have a weapon. And Dupree, again with the aggression and Ivy, takes that Mo.
Oh wow, Device was just waiting, looking up right there. And now he's the one to say hello, but cannot really kill Dosha, cannot hit that one shot. But it would have been a kill with the Mag 7, it usually is. Looking for the money bonus on top of that, or maybe to humiliate Hellraisers. Well, I don't... Oh, actually, he didn't have a lot of money, but the rest of the team could buy up for him. That's being a little bit stubborn right there.
Well, the Mag 7 is still a nice weapon in that situation, but right now, as soon as TSM get an inkling of, I guess, an advantageous position, they just run into meat grinder, whether it's Device or Kerrigan. They just can't seem to get out onto yard. But the fact that they're losing members so early makes it so much harder to actually set up for these, you know, standard executes towards that A bomb site, and that's what they're really struggling with, because that's pretty much the only way they've gotten out onto yard. And that's just smoking off the lanes and flashing over, but with losing people that early, that's so much harder to do.
Alright, there we go. Kucha just waiting, holding that angle. He saw, spotted Dupree jumping over, got that frag without any sweating. But he's the last man standing, and now the CTs know where he is. They'll just rush him down, and he's not looking the way of Carrigan. Will lose his life without doing a single thing. And Carrigan was down to 5 points of health, so anything could have killed him at this stage, but he was just not looking.
Yeah, so this is just not going Hellraiser's way. I mean, you kind of try to look for a positive way you can spin it in the favor of Hellraisers, but they've not really been close ever. The one round they won, that was kind of a gimme from TSM. That's the round they easily could have won, and other than that, they've just been trounced completely. And now it seems like they were going to focus on that inner bomb site again. But Cajun's already there to hold, you know, to help out Sipnix.
And yet again, we have a Galil in the hands of Mao, so that's a little bit of a weaker spot in the lineup of Hellraisers. They drop the bomb too! And Sipnix with 2 frags already, but the Dren backstabs him. There was no one to stop him from doing that. That's actually surprising, but Cajun B to clean the things out. And Device to get the last frag, the last nail in the coffin. 12-1, that's already a very impressive scoreline. And Hellraisers, they have to find at least 1 round before the end of this half, and favorably 2.
Yeah, I think they need the remaining rounds if they want to have any hope of actually climbing back into this, because if TSM have put in work, which it always seems they've done on train, then you'd imagine that they have something prepared for the T side, because after Kerrigan has joined, their T side have just gotten better and better on every single map. So it doesn't really look too well for Hellraisers right now. And again, they're not really setting up for executes. They're just they seem kind of lost, really. But then again, they don't have that much money to work with. They only have 2 smokes left, and that's on Mo and Doja here.
And there we go, 4 Galils, but they're not pushing anywhere just yet. They don't really want to get killed by the orbs, that's understandable. This time, Device is not covering Pop Dog, and they'll just drop there with 3 people. It's a good opportunity, there's no Carrigan to spray them down to. But Prodigy, Device gets 1 frag, and Carrigan also gets 1 without Hellraisers getting any entries. Actually, they now answer, but it might already be too late. However, Cajun B drops. Mao is still alive, but down to 29 points of health. However, gets the frag, and Zipix now in a 1-on-1. He can just run towards that bomb side B, but sticks with A. Picks up an AWP, his favorite weapon, and will try to go for that 1v1, but Dupree wins, and Hellraisers, they lose a crucial round. They got so close with having so few money, but it's gone. And Hellraisers, they might end up with having 2 by the end of this half, and that also isn't like confirmed by even 50%. It's just too hard to get around.
Yeah, and I guess the only thing going their way is the fact that they do have money to some extent with the money loss bonus, but it's not looking great. They have 1 single smoke. That's pretty much it. So whatever they have to do to win this round, it's going to be based on individual performances and simply out-aiming the TSM members. And so far, that's not been going too well.
Okay, once again, 2 AWPs in solo mid. They're not going to exchange that for any other weapon, but we once again have a Galil, so it seems like Hellraisers, they cannot get a full buy, whatever they do. But Angel finds 2 frags with that Galil, makes it very, very good. And we have a 3-on-2, a man advantage for Hellraisers. That hasn't happened too often this far, and we have Zipix dead. Cajun now, the last man standing in the lineup with an AWP to retake the site against 3 people, probably hiding themselves. Oh, but he gets the frag, and Angel makes it a little bit easier, and Adren will be here to backstab and to flank him. And I don't think Cajun will look that way. He has no time to check every single corner, every single corridor. That's Hellraisers with 2 rounds actually, and I already counted them out.
Yeah, so they do get that second round, and it did come down to individual performances, really. Angel picking up those 2 frags, and the fact that Dupree had a really unfortunate spray battle going on in Ivy. He had a pretty good pop flash going out that flashed both of the members from Hellraisers, but he whiffed way too many shots and only managed to get 1 guy, and by the time that guy was dead, second man from Hellraisers was not blind anymore and managed to get the return frag.
Alright.
Well, this is Hellraisers' time to do it. They desperately need to pick up this pistol.
Yeah, they definitely do. And Team Soul Mid, if they win the pistol, they basically got the map win. as there's no chance for Hellraisers to get a bomb plant anymore, so you won't get any bonus money, so you will be doomed to eco until the very end of this game. And there we go, Adren is in heaven, and Cajun B has a feeling but cannot take him as Dosha runs up from the Z. He has to take care of him first, but Dupree has it nailed down, actually leaves him at just 1 point of health, but Zipix is there to finish it off, and they know where Dosha is, as they just spotted him running up from the Z. He actually managed to rotate through CT spawn all the way to Ivy already, but he still got spotted very quickly. Didn't even manage to get a single frag, didn't manage to stop the bomb plant from happening. Dosha, the last man standing, has the Kevlar, so is quite resistant to the Glock shots in his body. But he'll finally get hit enough times to die. Zipix with just 17 points of health. That's a good victim for Dosha, but he has to shoot it out with Cajun B, and it's not so easy with them anymore. That's 14-2, and the pistol round goes the way of TSM, so that's the thing we were worried of. And yeah, actually, guys, I see you writing in the chat. I raised the volume a little bit. If it's still not enough, just let me know.
And yeah, that even when Jojo left alive to kind of be the last hope for Hellraisers in that situation, he doesn't have a defuse kit. So even if he manages to somehow take out both Cajun and Sip in that situation, he's probably not going to have enough time, or he definitely won't have enough time to defuse the bomb as well. So that's just a really awful situation for Hellraisers to find themselves in. But, you know, as expected, they're forcing up here, and they've gotten 3 scouts already. One of them has gone down to Cajun.
And there we go. Dupree still playing with an SMG, actually, even though they can finish the game right here, right now. If they get enough frags, if they just don't whiff. That's the most important thing. Adren finds the frag on Cajun. That was a big thing for Hellraisers, but there we go. Device to just nail them to the ground. 15-2. That might be the last round of the map, and it might as well very much be.
It definitely seems like the end of Hellraisers. They kind of spent everything they had, except Kuchu, who actually didn't buy anything in that previous round. He's going to pick up a FAMAS now, but they don't really have that much to work with. 3 TZs, a Deagle, and a FAMAS to hold back, well, 4 AKs and a MAC-10 from TSM. And TSM are going quickly out into yard here. They're just going to completely catch Hellraisers off guard.
And well, Zipix gets yet another frag on the side, got a little bit of an assist here and there. The Device actually down to 4 points of health. That got dangerous for him, but it doesn't matter at this stage since Hellraiser's left in a 1-on-5. What can Dosha do in such a situation? He can get a frag on Carrigan, but even if he picks up that AK, can he win a 1v4? Can he get that ace and defuse the bomb? No, not really. He'll just get shot down very quickly. That's 16-2 in favor of TSM. That's a very quick map number 1.
Yeah, just pure dominance from TSM, and I guess we see one of the, glaring themes of Train is the fact that the CT side is so dominant on a map like this, and it's kind of funny when you think about Valve's reasoning for removing Nuke, which was, also one of my favorite maps. The fact that they didn't like the big discrepancy between CT and T side, and then you introduce a new map that just introduces the exact same thing, just even more TT dominant. But I guess it's going to take a couple of months for the teams to figure out properly how do they want to play their T sides, and I think Hellraisers definitely could have put on a better show in that first half, because they went away from what they've been successful with a lot of the times in their previous matchups on Train. So that was kind of surprising to see.
Yeah, definitely. And, well, counting on Hellraisers to do a little bit more on their own map of choice. That will be Overpass coming up shortly, I think. So, my name is Neurointegrate. Alongside with me is Vendetta, and we'll be waiting to tune into map number 2 without any further ado or problems anymore. I hope so, at least.
Yeah, no, map 2 should be, I guess, more of a closely contested game. It's gonna be an Overpass, and that's Hellraiser's pick. But we've seen as of late that TSM have definitely picked up their play on that map as well. So right now, I guess Team Solomid is kind of the form team in the world. So Hellraisers are still gonna have a massive task ahead of them.
Alright, so we'll be headed into a break. Thanks a lot for being with us up until now. TSM versus Hellraisers on Overpass coming up very shortly.